Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Time is running out for the missing crew members on board the Titan submarine that went missing on Sunday while on a dive to the wreck of the Titanic. The search area has been expanded, with aircraft and ships as well as remotely operated vehicles combing around 10,000 square miles of ocean. Contact with the sub, which has 5 people on board, was lost on Sunday as it made a descent to the Titanic wreck. The search operation is made up of US and Canadian agencies, navies and commercial deep-sea firms, which all have different capabilities. But based on estimates of the Titan submersible's initial supply, the missing crew may only have a few hours of oxygen left. Meanwhile, it's emerged that experts raised safety concerns about the Titan submarine back in 2018.
4,000 meters deep, there are only 10 vehicles in the whole world that can go 4,000 meters or deeper, and all of them are certified except the Titan. So it is an outlier. Experts in the industry at the conference voiced concern, what are we going to do? This is very risky. We understand the strategy, but it is very risky for everybody.
Russian officials say Ukraine has attacked a bridge linking southern Ukraine to the Crimean Peninsula with long-range British-made missiles.
The
Russian-installed governor in occupied Kherson said the 2 parallel Konar bridges were both damaged, but no one was hurt. The bridge is the shortest route from Crimea to the front line in the south. It is also an important link to the occupied city of Melitopol, which lies on the coastal route from the Russian border across southern Ukraine to Crimea. The executive director of the Darfur Network for Human Rights says an increasing number of Sudanese civilians fleeing El Guinea, a city in Darfur hit by repeated militia attacks, have been killed or shot as they tried to escape by foot to Chad. The violence in El Guinea over the past 2 months has been driven by militias from Arabic nomadic tribes, along with members of the Rapid Support Forces. Medical charity MSF said some 15,000 people had fled West Darfur over the previous 4 days, and it said many arrivals reported seeing people shot and killed as they tried to escape. The war that erupted in April has uprooted more than 2.5 million people, that's according to UN estimates, mainly from the capital and from Darfur. French President Emmanuel Macron is hosting world leaders and experts in Paris for a climate summit aiming to pin down a roadmap for easing the debt burden to low-income countries while freeing up more funds for climate financing. The summit brings dozens of leaders together to forge a top-level consensus on how to progress a number of initiatives currently struggling in bodies like the G20, IMF, World Bank and United Nations. Though binding decisions are not expected, officials involved in the summit's planning said that some strong commitments should be made about financing poor countries.
Today, in most low-income countries, the headaches of government is not to think about development, but to think about how we can manage debt. All our effort is to manage debt instead of focusing on development. As if dealing with all these crises were not difficult enough, we also faced devastating climate effect.
A gas explosion at a barbecue restaurant in China's northwestern Ningxia region has killed 31 people. Video shows smoke and flames rising from the restaurant as firefighters work to extinguish the fire. Local media say the blast in Yinchuan, the capital of Ningxia, was caused by a leaking liquefied petroleum gas tank at the restaurant. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.